Plymouth and Norman.
Well, when was the last time that you looked through a family album?
Old pictures of family and friends are important reminders of your past. Members of St. Elijah Orthodox Christian Church are looking at their spiritual past. On Oklahoma Religion, Cynthia Gunn tells us they've discovered some church family heirlooms.
Probably never read about him in any history book or encyclopedia, but the late Most Reverend George Massad played an important part in our state's spiritual history.
He was born in Lebanon, came to the United States with the anticipation of finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, like a lot of the Lebanese and the ethnic people that came from overseas.
He was very well versed in the Bible. He studied the Bible. And he would love to argue about the Bible. That was one of his biggest highlights, is when he could get someone into an argument about the Bible.
Well, I used to travel with him whenever I was a kid occasionally. You know, in those days, priests did not make a lot of money. And whenever they would travel outside of the community, they would get tithes of one kind or another, cash or food or barter, you might say, for providing sacraments, baptizing people, burying people.
As you see in his picture, he always smiled. You never really see a frown on his face. I can remember baptisms and homes. He would go, and I used to travel with him when he'd go to different towns during the summer.
In those days, a traveling priest had to carry his religious articles with him so he could set up a makeshift altar at any time.
This is the small container that has the Eucharist, where Father used to travel from city to city, village to village in Oklahoma, other states, to take communion to the poor, to the sick and the needy.
These articles have been donated to St. Elijah's by the Massad family. Perhaps the most interesting piece is this shroud. It's a covering for the altar, and it's more than 150 years old, and it came all the way to Oklahoma from the Orthodox Church in Russia.
It shows that our church has a continuity. It has links to the past. What I see here, I saw in Jerusalem. What I see here, I see there at the present in the altar. The only thing is that we're living in different times.
But it will remain. It won't be lost. And I can remember him using this, and I don't know, it's very touching.
And the religious articles will be on display at St. Elijah's to keep church members in touch with their spiritual past as they look toward the future. For Oklahoma Religion, Cynthia Gunn, News 4.
And you know, in the early 40s, traveling ministers didn't have a salary. There were some cash donations, but they were mainly paid with chickens or vegetables from the garden.
Well, it's changed, hasn't it?
Yes, indeed. Next in sports, plenty of sports news.